The commander of ISAF, General John Allen, on a visit to a base in the south of Afghanistan where 1,200 coalition troops are about to move out, leaving the keys for their Afghan counterparts. It's a trend happening all over the country.
We had over 600 bases in this country. Some of them were very small, down to platoon-sized bases. Some were very large, strategic bases. And a campaign as big as this, it sits on a platform of bases. And so as the campaign continues to evolve, as our numbers come down, as our forces move to other places where they are needed, we close the bases behind us.
Delaram Base in Nimroz, the province next to Helmand, is home to more than 1,000 US Marines, a handful of Georgian troops and a few Jordanians. They share the camp with nearly 2,000 soldiers from the Afghan National Army 215th Corps. Large numbers of troops require large numbers of vehicles, many of which the US are leaving behind. It takes a skilled mechanic to be able to maintain these Humvees and trucks.
Did you train them? Did they train themselves, or do they go to school?
The vehicle maintenance boss says he can supply the staff. They're trained on site. The problem is in the waiting for parts. They have a backlog of 40 vehicles in need of repair.
And you could fix all those vehicles if you had the parts?
Yes, the general is told. There are around 17,000 US Marines in the south of Afghanistan. This number will be reduced to 7,000 by October. Forces are being cut from areas where commanders believe they've reduced the insurgency.
Much of what you see around you will be vacant desert again. We'll return it back to its original shape and form. The remaining portion of the base we'll fortify, just as you see it here, so that we can limit movement in and off the base. And it will largely be an Afghan base at this point. And many of the Marines will either go home or they'll be consolidating back in Helmand.
On Delaram, just 30 Marines will remain as advisors for the Afghan army. The problems they help solve range from logistical to anything artillery-related. The job also involves joint patrols.
One of the checkpoints that our Kandak mans on a daily basis got attacked one night. That night, I went and was with the Kandak commander as that was happening, and one of his soldiers got killed. From that point, we were real close, and we always have been close. I'm closer with him than I am with most of the Marines here, and it's weird, but it's just the way it is.
While some of these bases are being transferred to the Afghans, others are closing for good.
We don't do it and surprise anyone. It's a combined planning effort, both within ISAF, with the nations at home, where these troops will ultimately go and their equipment will return. But very importantly, it's a very transparent planning effort with the Afghans, so that they get plenty of warning and they understand exactly how our posture will ultimately be arrayed in the region.
This is Mel Preen in Nimroz reporting for the NATO channel.